So, good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, now I will discuss on breadth first search and depth first search, how they can be applied and all. I will prepare a graph for that, and then I will come back to you regarding how it actually works. Okay. So imagine you have a graph like this, where the nodes A, B, C, D, E, F, G have been connected with one another. This is one type of graph that we have some connections between the nodes. That means the vertex. So if I say this is a graph G, I can represent it with vertex and edges. So I think in the last class we have finished on spanning trees, right? How do you represent the spanning tree? G is equal to how you can represent? Is it only G or anything that you need to add furthermore? What is the mathematical representation of a spanning tree that I have told you in the video?
So G dash equals to V dash comma E
Yes,
dash.
correct, correct. So G dash is equal to V dash comma E dash. And I have told you what is E dash and what is V dash and what are the formulas for determining them. So that is the difference between a normal spanning tree and normal graph. Okay. If you have a graph G of these number of vertex and edges are these things and vertex are these things, nodes and edges. Now, in trees, we have gone through in-order traversal, pre-order traversal, and post-order traversal, right? In BFS and DFS, this actually works for traversals. Because if you want to traverse a graph from one node to the other node, how do you traverse? That's what. So first of all, we will discuss on how we can traverse the graph imaginatively. Why I'm saying imaginative? Because this graph which I have drawn here is not at all placed in the memory. This is an imaginative perspective of how the nodes are connected with one another. The general connection that we have for the nodes is a linked list type, and the other one can be like this. For example, you take matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and here also A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So what it does is wherever the connections are there, it will keep one. So AB is connected, right? AD is connected and AG is connected, and remaining are all zeros. In the same sense, BA is connected because I am writing about undirected graph. Because it's all about undirected graph, so that means it can be of any direction. It can be bidirectional, right? From AB and BA equal. So I can say like this. But if it is a directed graph, if I say AB, it is not equal to BA. But it is equal now. So I can write 1 here. So BA is connected, BE is connected, BC is connected, and any other thing that it is connected? No. So we keep all zeros here. So this is how you fill the entire matrix, and this is the memory that you have. This is a 2D matrix, right? So this is a 2D array. So this is the real-time implementation, and the other implementation can be using hash techniques. So how do the hash techniques be like? You know, all the things that are linked to this. So for example, I have an array or a list. So I will take each list as, so each element in the list as root. For example, root A, root B, root C, root D, root E, root F, and root G. Like this I can take. And to this one, I can connect like this. So for example, I can connect like a single linked list. A is connected to B, and A is also connected to D, and A is connected to G. So this is how I can write it. So in this case, you can see that, just a second. Yeah. So this is the other way you can also represent. Like A can be connected to BDG, and B can be connected to A, C, and E, right? This is how it is connected. So we can have a linked list which is connected to this one. This is another way that you can represent, or you can also represent using another type of tree lists, where you can take a node. I will take that this is an element. You can understand that I can have a list. In this list of addresses are all connected. So for example, I have another element D, which is also having list of addresses which are connected to A, right? So I can have another node B, which are also having list of addresses. The list of addresses can be added because list can be appended, right? Just make sure that this contains the list. So now you can simply connect that. Okay, this is B, right? A is connected to B, and the next address is connected to D, and B is connected to A. So like this, you can do it, right? This is another way of representing anything in the memory. Okay. Now I have just given you the ideas about how you can represent it in the memory, a graph, and we will discuss the BFS in the form of imaginative structure that we had on board. So this is quite easy, like whatever I have shown, like A has a list of addresses connected to it, so that dynamically you can expand your list so that your list of connected addresses also can increase, right? So for example, A is connected to G, B, and D. Why can't it connect to again H this time? So at that time you can say append to its address list, right? If you take this node, take the node's address list and append to that another node. That's quite easy for you to understand. And it's also very easy that we can mark the visited and all. So after telling the, I'm sorry. So after telling all these things, you can just see how you can implement this type of BFS in your code. Now, breadth-first search is called a level order traversal. Why I am calling as a level order traversal? So actually coming to trees, a level order traversal can be like this. For example, I have a tree like this, binary tree. So I have these representations. Okay, I have these representations. So in these representations, this is, for example, level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3. Okay, if these are level 1, level 2, and level 3, so level order traversal in the sense that we go to read each element in every level. So first, in the first level, I will print, for example, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I will read that A, the next level is B, C, the next level is D, E, F, G. So level order traversal is not equal to in order traversal. So I'm giving it like not equal to in order traversal, pre-order traversal, and post-order traversal. This is not equal to such. So level order means you start at the level, you read the next two nodes of the level B and C, next you read the next two nodes levels of D, E, and F, G. This is called level order traversal. So let's see how we can do a level order traversal in graph. You might ask me, sir, there will be no levels in the graph, right? So how do you do that? Okay, let's see what is a level. Level means if you take a node, we will also look into what are the nodes it is connected to. So if you already learn, if you also see about the depth first search, that means we are going in deep. Then you will see the difference between the BFS and DFS. Then you will also know what is the level order traversal. Okay, carefully listen on what I am writing now. Let's have a queue. So breadth first search depends on queue. So maybe it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me draw a small pointer to represent what is rare and what is current. So, okay, this is rare. Sorry, this is current. So the red one is current, and the blue one will be rare. Okay. So as we have discussed that rare and friend will point to -1 early. So the first thing that you do is, for example, if I have asked you to go from this node, I can ask to go from any node. I can ask from G, I can ask from C, D, E, F, B. So this BFS doesn't give the same answer for all, but it should follow all legal means so that it also can be one of the possible reason to get this type of traversal nodes. Okay, so I will have a print screen also. That will be fine. So this is my screen to print. Okay, so that on that I can write. Okay, right. So this is my print screen. So what I will do now is I will take first A. I will push A inside. So what I do, I will increase my front and rear at this point and push A inside this. Okay, so A will be pushed inside. So whenever I push A inside, I have to first print A. So A will be printed. You can see that I am printing A onto the screen. So after printing A, now I need to look into the next level. What are the next levels that I had? I had B, G, D. You can take any order, but here I am taking an order of alphabetic. So I will say B, D, G. That should be included into your queue. Okay. So what you do is you just include these things into the queue. So B, D, and G. So now let us look into this. When A is into the queue, it is printed, and the later versions of BDG have been also given. So there is no need for us to go into A again, right? So A the panai we have finished work with A. So what I will do, and of course I need to increase the rear also, right? The rear will be here. So what I have to do is I need to increase the front. So it's your wish, like when you increase the front while you are actually deleting it from the queue, you can print A, or before that you can print A. Now, where is the front now? What is the front locating to? Is it A or
B,
B?
B.
sir.
B, right? So that means we are at B. So let's go to B now. So now B. So this is already over. Okay, so B. For B, what are the connections that are there? So let us take that while we are deleting from the queue, then only we will print. Now tell me, what are the connections that are there and what are already satisfied? For B, what are the connections?
C and D.
Yes, it is C and D. And of course, A has been satisfied, D is already there in the queue, and there is only one thing that needs to be extra, that is C. So increase rear and put C here. So that
Sir,
means
for
because
B it is C and E, sir, not D.
yes, yes, it is C and E, right? So A is already there. We have C and E. So definitely we have to increase another rear and put E. Thank you. Yes, E. So that means A has already been satisfied. There is no need to include A, of course, right? And B has another two new elements like C and E, which are already included. Now, nothing is there with B. So what you do, you just print B. That means this is another node that you have looked into, and increase your front. Okay. Now you come to D. What are the connections that D has? D has only two connections. One is connecting to A and E. I think A and E, A is already satisfied and E is already present in the queue. Nothing more to include, right? So we have finished work with D also. So we will print D and move this one. So by this time, let me strike off this B because B is satisfied, D is also satisfied. See, at every point, we are including all the things that are connected to, right? Now coming to G, G has only one connection A, which is already satisfied, which is already visited. Okay. So I think now we need to remove G also. So before removing, let's go for printing G. Okay, G is also printed. Now increase the front. Coming to C. So what are the things that C is connected to? C is connected to Tell me, C is connected to
D and S.
B and F, right? So what is the other thing that we have to include still now?
S.
Yes, F, because B is already satisfied. So increase the friend and include F inside, right? Now I think C is also finished because the work with C is finished because C is connected to B satisfied, and F is included into the queue. That's the end. So what we will do, we will write C first onto the screen. That means print C here, then delete it from the queue. Yes. Coming to E. So before that, let us delete it from the graph also that we have visited. Coming to E, E has connections with F, D, and B. So you can say that B, F, and D. But by this time, B is satisfied, D is also visited and satisfied to be printed. F is there in the queue. Even though it is not visited, still F is visited in the sense until we print it, until the friend comes to that, we cannot say visited. So F is still not visited, but there in the queue. So nothing more to do with E. So what I do now, so I will write E onto the screen, okay, and then I will delete it. So this is the last thing that we had before, entirely deleting the queue. So finally we are at F, and by this time you can see that E is also visited, right, and printed. So F is connected to C and E, which are visited already and nothing more to do with F. You delete the entire queue in such a way that your F should be first printed and delete the queue. So both front and rear comes here. So this is how your breadth first search traversal will be there. And what is the main motive that you look into? You clearly understand that when you are at the node A, you are also looking at what are the nodes that are connected to A, that is G, B, and D. You are just including them here of any order, whether you want to come from the left to right because G is first, then B, and then D, or you want to go with an order like B, D, and G and in an alphabetical order. That's your wish. But when the examiner looks into the sequence that you have printed finally for a graph that was given, you need to understand that the examiner first recognizes that okay, this is possible because it followed the rules of BFS. So you might test it while drawing a cube, maybe. But by looking itself, we can say whether it is possible or not. Because we can see that after A, what should be printed, what he has printed, and everything. So this is how the BFS goes. So that is the reason why I have told you for A, B, C are the next children, right, which are connected to A. So this is next level. So in the same sense, if you think that this is a graph, sometimes I told you, right, trees are also considered as graphs. So A is connected to B and C. And that is the reason when I am going for A, I am also getting B and C. And what B and C is connected to? T and E. And what C is connected to? F and G. What D is connected to? Nothing. E nothing. F nothing and G nothing. And this is how the level order traversal will be. The same thing, but the graph doesn't have any structured way of levels like your tree representation. It has many different things, right? So its structure is completely unorganized. But we can still go for level type. What is the level type? If I say if I start at A, I might think that A is my root. So I will see that G, B, and D are the next level. And I can take any of the node, like I can take B. I will take the next level of B is C and E. So that is the reason why this is called a level order traversal. So I hope you understand. So I will draw another graph for you, and you people have to tell me how it can be done. So this time I will take numbers for that. For this graph, can anybody tell me how do you do this? So I don't write friend, rare and everything. I'm just writing like a small list. Yes. Now this is the print screen. Now I want to go it from some random number 4. Now anybody can tell me how you can do it? When I start at 4, first of all, I need to include 4 here. Tell me now. What are the next thing I need to do?
So 0 and 1 are attached to 4. So 0 and 1 will be inserted.
Okay, 0 and 1. So after inserting them, so after enqueuing them into the queue, is there anything left with 4?
No, sir.
Printing it. So
Yes. So first of all, print 4 and then delete it. So you are left with 0 and 1. So now coming to 0. Now tell me what should I do now? So we are at 0 now.
1, 3,
Hmm.
5 are left.
Okay. So 1, 3, 5 are there for 0, but 1 is already there in the queue, no need. So now include 3 and 5. Okay. So after 3 and 5 are included, anything is left with 0 to do?
We have to print 0.
Yes, to print 0 and then remove it from the queue, dequeue it. Now we are left with 1. Okay, so 1 if you take, 1 is connected to 0, 4 and 2. So I think 2 should be included, right?
yes, sir.
So after including 2, nothing else is there with 1. Just print it, dequeue it from the queue. Now we are at 3. 3 is connected to, so this also should be there. This is imagination and this is one type of queue structure that we had. Okay, now coming to 3, we had 0, 5 that are only connected. So 5 is already included and 0 is already printed. So nothing there to do anything else, right? We can print it and dequeue that one. And now we are at 5 because the next number is 5. 5 is connected to 0, 3 and 2. Anyway, 2 is already included into the queue. 3 and 0 are already printed. So nothing there to do with 5. So print 5. Cancel it. And we are left over with 2. 2 is connected to 1, 5. Both are printed. So nothing there to do with 2. So I go for 2 and just dequeue this one also. Finished. So by this time we have visited almost all, not almost, but all the nodes like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the nodes that have been visited. So this is called a breadth first search, BFS. So why we call breadth first search? Because we are actually going level by level. So the length and breadth of, like that we have a sentence. So there was a famous line by one of the British parliamentarians saying that I have traveled through the length and breadth of India. What is this length and breadth of India? That means from the west to east and from the north to south, level by level he has traveled. And he has seen every levels of the society. And he has seen that nobody is poor and nobody is a beggar and everybody is working and rich by the time British have come to India. So that's what he used the word called breadth because he has traveled all the levels of the society and he has given a big speech in Parliament of Britain that we have to completely eradicate the Indian education system and introduce English education system to make Indians think that British are great. So that's what his main rhythm of that sentence. So he says that Indian education system at the time is very, very good and people are completely moral and people will not give up to British. So they started to say that your education is wrong and your Sanskrit is worst, and they said that English is great, and that's what we are still following now. That's what they said is that everything that belongs to you is not yours and ours. Even they said that the religion which are born in India are also born in the European countries. They have been migrated. That's what they said. Like even the majority religion at the time is Hinduism, right? So even they said that Hinduism is not born in India. Even the Vedas are not written in India. Even the Sanskrit is not born in India, and everything has been imported to India. So that's how the Indians were actually enslaved. Okay, let's leave that one. So but I just told you the example that breadth in the sense that we are going from level to level. Now the next cause is the depth of so depth of the entire graph, DFS. Depth first search. That means we go either of any node and from there we go to that. So let us see how the depth first search will go through. Let's draw some graph. A, B, C, D, E, C is connected to E, F, B is connected to F. Okay, right. See carefully what are the things that it is connecting to, and so I'm just putting down the points so that there will be no confusion for you what exactly it is connecting to. So these are the points that it might be connecting to. You can look into these points. Okay, everything is done. So whenever we go to some node, you can see what are the things that it is connected to with some easiness. Okay. So in BFS, we have used a queue, right? Here, we use a stack. We use a stack here. So let's print whatever we got. So imagine that this is a stack, you know that we have a top pointer and all. So I'm not drawing anything like arrows and all, I'm making it simple. So I want you to visit from D some random node. So first of all, what you do is you include D here into the stack. Whenever you include something into the stack, you just print it. Okay. So after that, we are not going through levels, right? What are the things that D is connected to? What are the nodes D is connected to?
E, A, and C, sir.
Yes, E, A, and C. So E, A, C. This is what it has been connected to. So I can take any node. I don't want to take all A, C, E. I can take any node. Maybe I will go with A. It's my wish. There are no rules that you have to go with E or C or A. So I'm following the alphabetical order. So among A, C, and E, I will take A. So I will push A inside. Push A inside. Whenever I push A inside, I will also print it. Okay. Now, so let us draw in what way we are coming through. So from D, we have gone to A. Now, what A is connected to now? What are the nodes A
C,
is
D,
connected?
and B, sir.
Yes. So A is connected to C, D, and B. Among C, D, B, I take the lowest alphabet B. Okay. So I will push B inside. So see, this time I'm going into the depth. I'm not going through the levels. What is the next level of nodes connected to? I take any of the node and now I am at B. Now I will see what are the nodes that I am connected to and choose one. So B I will take, right? And push it into the stack and print it. So let's draw the path. From A we have gone to B next. Okay. From B, what are the things that are connected? Let's do that. We have visited these things. What are the things that have been visited? We shall put it into this one. Now tell me, what are the things that have been connected from B?
A, E, and F, sir.
A, E, F. So A is already visited. That's what it is marked like visited, right? So we have only left with E and F. So according to my order, which one I should choose now?
E.
E, sir.
E, right. So I'll just cancel this one, push E and print E. Push E and print E. And now tell me what E is connected to. What E is
C,
connected to?
C, F, and B.
Yeah. E is connected to B, C, and D. Because B and C, D are already satisfied, let us take C. Hmm. Okay. I should also introduce to you another scenario in this. Let us take C. Okay. So once C has been printed, so we need to print C also, right? Because we have pushed C inside and print C. So what C is connected to? A, E, D, and F. So I think A, E, D are finished. So F is remaining, right? So let's push F and print F. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? And this was also visited. And coming to F, C and B are only connected, and hence nothing is left here. So what I will do, I will include some other G something like this. See what I will do now. Okay. So before printing F, I will write something like this. So this is another scenario that you should understand, because the next step follows for this scenario. If I just tell you next step, you don't understand without this type of difficulty with you. Now when C is connected to G and F, now tell me which element should I pick? Which node should I pick?
F, sir.
F, naturally F, right? So by this time, if you are analyzing the graph, you can understand that there is some difficulty if you go like this. So I will push F and print F, right? By this time, you have your C is also visited, and F is connected to C and D. That's all. So F is also done. Then we are left over with G. So what should I do now? I hope you are understanding, right? So let's draw the path. From D to A we got, A to B got, from B to E we got, and from E to C we got, and from C to F we are there. But we are left over with G, then how we can go with G? That's what my question is. Any idea? Okay. This is where we say it's backtracking. So somebody asked the question last time, what is backtracking? So actually backtracking is most probably applied in your, neural networks and all also. So we are looking into what is the analysis when we go back and see whether we are right or not. So when we have gone to F, we are not right, we are just still left over with G, another node. So how do we backtrack? So after the last node, if it is the end of visiting, then we will see if f is remaining with anything. Nothing, right? So we will pop f. What is the next node on the top of the stack?
C, sir.
C. So what are the things that are left over with C? Already f is visited, have been printed. And what is the other thing that is left?
G, sir.
G. So what you do, again you push G and print G. And is there anything that you have Z here? G is connected to any other node? No, right? It is not connected to any other node. So you can pop G. Again come to C. Check if C is again connected to any other node left. No. So pop C. Check E. If it is connected to any other node that is left. No. Pop E. Again you come to B. Check if any other node left. No. Pop B. Come to A. No. Pop A. And finally come to D. Everything is filled. So pop D also. So this is called backtracking. You go into the depth and while coming back, you again recheck whether anything is left or not. Okay, let's practice another thing. I will draw another graph now and you have to say to me, this time I will take numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, connected to 5. And this is connected to 6. Okay. So most worst graph, right? Right. Let's go with the stack. Print. Now I want to go with 2. Now tell me, how should I go?
Include 2, sir.
Yes, include push 2 into the stack and print 2. What is the next thing that you follow? If I want to go
Push
in an order,
0.
yes, push 0. We are coming to this one. So from 2 we are going to 0. Print 0. From 0, which one you want to go?
1,
Push
sir.
1.
Okay, 1. So let's push 1. 1 has been printed. And 1 is connected to 0 and 4, but 0 is already there in the stack. Which one should I go through?
4.
4, right? From 1, I need to only go to 4. So push 4. That's the end. 4 is not connected to anything because 4 is connected to 1, but 1 is already there in the queue. So what should you do now? What is the next step you apply?
Backtracking, sir.
Backtracking. So come down. So see 4 is connected to anything. No. So pop it. 1 is connected to 4 and 0, which are already satisfied. So pop 1 also. Now coming to 0, what are the other things left for 0?
Push 3, sir.
3.
Yes, 3. So now from 0, we push 3 here. So we come to 3 and print it. And after coming to 3, what is that is
6.
remaining still? 6, right? So we push 6 inside and print it. Okay? So after pushing 6 and printing it, now you take, what is the next thing that you have? So you have this arrow coming to 6. Now at 6, anything it is connecting to? It is connecting to 3, which is already printed. So what should I do now? Again,
Again backtracking, sir.
backtracking. 6 has to be popped out. 3. When we come to 3, what are the things that are left with? 0 and 6. but I think 0 is already there and 6 is already printed. So what is the next thing? Pop 3 also. Now coming to 0, what is the other thing that is left with 0?
5, sir.
5. So you come this direction. Push 5 and include 5 into it. Right? So after you include 5 into it, anything is left with 5 that I need to look into?
No, sir.
No. So 5 has only 2, 0 connected, but 2 is already there and 0 is there. So again backtrack. So just pop it. Now coming to 0. Anything is left with 0? 3 is satisfied, printed, 1 is printed, 2 is printed, and 5 is also printed. So pop 0 also. Now we are left with 2. 2 has 0 and 5, both are printed, so pop. So I think this is the final thing that you get as your answer. So we have covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5, 6, everything that is there in the graph. So this is called your depth first search. Why? Because from 2 you go to 0, from 0 you go to 1, from 1 you go to 4, and then again you come back. From 0 you go to 3, from 3 you go to 6. See, here you are not going through the levels. You are just going through one by one. So one node from the other node, and you are going in deep into that, right? So the same way you go with trees in order and pre-order traverses. For example, you have like this, right? You are not going with level. From this, you are going to this, coming and coming to this, and then so. So each step you are going through in deep into your left, and then right, then left, and then right. So here there is no left and right actually, but still you can go like that. So you can go from 0 to 3, then 3 to 6, and come back and check whether 0 is connected to. So this is called depth. So one by one we are going inside it, and we are checking what is the other node that is connected to. And using a stack process, we can go through all the nodes by checking their next addresses. So this is all about your DFS and BFS. I hope you understand. So remember that DFS is a breadth first search, which is a level order traversal. DFS is a depth first search in which you go in deep into the graph to verify everything. BFS uses queues, DFS uses stack that you need to remember. Okay, so you have seen two problems for each. You just take your own graph, draw something, and practice it. If you have any doubt, you can approach me. Bye bye for this class now.
Sir.
Yes, sorry.
Sir, a breadth first search is more efficient than DFS.
Yes, of course, because you are looking into the levels at a time and you are not going through each one, right? So once you include it, that's fine. Because, backtracking to in DFS takes some time, but there is no backtracking here, right? We are going in a forward direction by looking into each node. But here you are again coming back and checking whether they are there, again coming back and checking whether they are there. That means you are visiting a node maybe 2 times. So yes, definitely breadth first search should be more efficient than DFS. That's what I think.
Okay, sir.